Moonlight is a heartbreakingly well-done film directed by Barry Jenkins, released in 2016. The film received raving reviews, largely due to its commentary on extremely pertinent social issues. The film is divided into 3 sections: Little, Sharon, and Black. Each segment is titled after a different alias given to the main character Sharon by another. It follows Sharon's progress through the characters, illustrating his struggles with race and sexuality in a modern world. Each alias is almost unidentifiable from the past, portraying Sharon's effort to escape both his true identities and those projected onto him. The first scene of the film portrays a young Sharon, now known as Little, being chased through a neighborhood by a group of other young boys, setting the tone for a prominent struggle portrayed throughout the film. As the kids chase after him, they yell homophobic slurs. Little barricades himself in an abandoned apartment where he is found by a man named Juan, who takes Little under his wing. Later on at Juan's house, Little asks him what a particular slur means.
What's a faggot?
A faggot is a word used to make gay people feel bad.
Am I a faggot?
No. No. You could be gay, but you gotta let nobody call you no faggot.
Ultimately, this dialogue illustrates the moral of the film, creating your own identity independent from outside forces. The most prominent climax comes near the end of the Sharon act. Sharon's one and only sexual act of his adolescence with another man, Kevin, is followed closely by the beating of him by that very same person. His classmate Terrell, a striking portrayal of hypermasculine forces, dares Kevin to beat Sharon until he can no longer stand.
Yo, Kev. Hit that nigga.
Don't you get up, bro? Stay down.
Yeah, if you get up, knock his faggot ass back down.
Sharon, stay down. Do it. Move.
Sharon comes back the next day to smash a chair over Terrell's head.
All right, man. Stay focused.
The next time we see Sharon is in the act titled Black. He is an adult, presumably just out of prison and unrecognizable, working as a big-time drug dealer in Atlanta. The conflicts he endured surrounding his race and sexuality in his adolescence push him to reject his identities that are not readily accepted in his community. The film is concluded when Kevin and Sharon, or Black now, reunite. Kevin slowly starts to chip away at the masculine demeanor that Sharon has put up as a wall, exposing the parts of him he intended to reject. The closing scene, an act of intimacy between Sharon and Kevin, begins to show the most likely long and arduous reconciliation between Sharon and the person he truly is. Overarching throughout Moonlight are the themes of prescribed, self-realized sexual and racial identity, and the intersections between any and all of these categories. The film poses the questions of whether or not we create our own identity, and if we are ever able to truly escape from those prescribed to us by our circumstances. Moonlight, in the most beautiful and cinematic way, pushes back on traditional forms of identity to portray the struggles some encounter in efforts to carve their own place in this world. Watching this movie is a way to better understand the intersection of identities around us, perhaps begin to understand communities other than our own, and even better equip ourselves to create our own identity.
At some point, you gotta decide for yourself who you want. Can't let nobody make that decision for you.